Hi, pretty black girl. So, the title of this video is What is a Soft Life? And this topic has been in my mind for some time, and I just wanted to talk about it, sit here and discuss it with you all. And I want to say that I really truly appreciate you all that are subscribed to my channel. Like, I'm giving you besos, kisses, and I'm just really grateful that you are subscribed and are listening. I am extremely grateful. But I wanted to talk about the soft life because it is a topic that is being discussed in the media, and I just wanted to give my own little intake on it and what I view as the definition of a soft life, because I think for each individual, a soft life is different. So, in short, a soft life is a stress-free life. That's what the definition could be described as. And if I do a quick Google search, soft life meaning, it says a life without difficulty. In soft life, the word soft is used in its informal sense, meaning easy, involving little effort, not difficult, laborious, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, trying, or severe. The term soft life as a general phrase meaning a life without difficulty has been used since at least the mid-1600s. So that is what Google says, what the definition is. And my own motto in life is no stress, happiness, and peace. And I think then the rest ultimately will fall into place. Of course, not magically, but I do think that it is important to live a life with no stress. And I think this thought has been in my mind as well. I think of us as, beautiful women that we are. I think sometimes what people envy is that you don't look like you are going through stress. You look like your life is quote unquote soft, because having a beautiful physique, beautiful face, beautiful hair, it means that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going through things, but it gives this illusion that your life is soft. That's just a random thought that I had. But I think ultimately it is important to live a life with no stress. So, which means to me, no hating friends, or negative family members, exhausting jobs. I just really truly think that it is important to not have those things in your life, because that to me is not the definition of living a soft life. So what I think that brings me happiness is first and foremost my health. My health is very important, and I try as much to eat things that make me feel healthy, and eat my vegetables, drink my water, my cup of tea. I have it next to me right here. My fruits, as I've mentioned, eating properly, hydrating my body, and really paying attention to my health. And then I think my beauty is also very important. And I think health and beauty are kind of tied together, because when you look healthy, it is pretty easy to have this beauty that people can see, because your face looks healthy, you look plump, your body looks healthy. Health and beauty are kind of tied together. I think sometimes people also forget that. It's sometimes very superficial, and beauty is not only about that. Beauty is also about having an appearance that looks healthy. And I think also family and friends are very important. Having friends that support you, family members that support you, and just having a supportive surrounding with you. And also my education is very important. And one thing that I do to create my peace and live a quote-unquote soft life is meditating and having positive self-affirmations, because I think that I want to live a life where I can be as happy as possible. Of course, that is not always possible, but I truly aspire to live a life where I am carefree and don't worry so much about things, and just live my life at peace. Yeah, that's what I really aspire, and that's what I try to do every day is to have a positive mindset and to go out in the world and look at myself and think of myself as a victor and not a victim. And one thing that I also do is I watch no news. And I know this might be a controversial one because watching the news is important and you need to know what's going on around you, and that means you care about people. And it's not like I don't care about people by not watching the news. And I've done this, I think I've started doing this about 4 years ago, because anytime I would watch the news, I would just start to get extremely emotional and start to tear up because of all the bad things that were happening. So I took a step to stop watching the news because it always made me emotional. And even though I would try to control it, my emotions were too strong. And again, feelings are very strong. So I stopped watching the news. And actually, it was kind of backed up by a neuroscientist, Dr. Tara Smart-Bieber. I was watching this podcast on YouTube, and I'll try to link it down if I find it. Great podcast, and was talking about manifestation and also health and how that ties in the way you look like as well. She mentioned that she does not watch the news because it can make her feel, it can make you think that the world is worse than it actually is. And we know that we live in a pretty bad, messed up world, but it will make you be more scared of doing things. In short, that's what she mentioned. You should definitely check out this. It's not a podcast, it was kind of an interview, but interview/podcast. And I was like, wow, this is actually backed up by a neuroscientist. And I started doing this when I was, I think, 14 or 15 years old. So that was nice to hear. But the science behind stress is something that was also discussed. Body fat and manifestation. I'll definitely make sure to link the video. I'll try to find it. But I felt guilty for not knowing what was not going in my surroundings lately, because I have friends that do watch the news and they are enlightened about what the things that are happening in the world. But I am slightly more aware of everything that's happening. Eventually I do get to know it because my friends talk about it with me, classmates discuss the topics that are going around. But I felt guilty about it, and but I'm happy. I got so happy when actually a neuroscientist mentioned that she didn't watch the news, and I was just like, wow. But I think also when we talk about soft life, bad habits can impact your beauty. And I know some people are immune to this, but I think having bad habits can definitely impact the way you look like. I mean, if you're sleeping very late, you're eating very unhealthy, you just don't take care of your body, you don't work out, you don't exercise, you do nothing of these things, it's going to impact the way you look like. I think sometimes what people misunderstand is when they look at a beautiful woman. Let's take, for example, Anouk Jai, or I don't know, Giselle Bündchen. Plenty of beautiful women out there, Tuna Kunake. They think that these women just wake up looking beautiful. I mean, of course, their genetics have helped them look the way that they do. But also these women make sure that they eat the right things for the most part. Because, I mean, I can see by the way that they look like and their physique looks like, it doesn't look like they're eating a bag of chips every single day. And hey, maybe they do eat a bag of chips every day, but I don't think that's really realistic. Let's be honest. Victoria's Secret models have a very strict diet. They exercise and they eat clean, and etc., etc., etc. So I think sometimes when people try to make it seem like beautiful women just wake up beautiful, yeah, sure, I do wake up looking beautiful. Apparently that was the case. There was one of my roommate's friend. I was walking by and I had just woken up and I went to the toilet. She was like, "You look so pretty." And I was like, "I just woke up." So, I mean, that is possible. But for them to have the appearance that they have, they put in the effort. And we all know that in anything in life, you have to put effort. If you want to, you're a track star or you're a swimmer, you have to train your body to look a certain way. And that goes also for beauty. Beauty is not something that just magically falls, from the sky. It does eventually, as I've said, genetics, having high cheekbones, having a certain physique, of course, but you have to upkeep those things. If you don't, then you're not going to look the way that you look like. But yeah, that's that. But I also remember asking an older lady once how she looked so good, because I look at older women that look beautiful and I just am so amazed at the way that they look like. And I take up the courage and ask them, and I also compliment them first of all, but then I ask them, like, what do you do to look so beautiful? And they tell me their food. That's what really makes them look the way they look like. They always mention that they eat healthy, and that's just, again, if you want to look youthful and look well put together, your food is a very important part plays a huge role in how you look like. And also there was this Asian lady, I used to work at a supermarket, and she would come and she would give me gifts at some point because she told me that my service was really great. And she was just the sweetest lady ever. But she looked so incredibly good. And this lady was like 70 years old. And she just looked so beautiful and very petite. And I would look at her groceries, and her groceries were filled with fruits and vegetables. And yeah, she had chocolate, but she had lean meat and just a bunch of healthy stuff. And I didn't have to ask her to know that what she ate was just healthy. But yeah, eating clean is important. I think all these things that I'm mentioning are just part of living a soft life. Being able to afford healthy foods and being able to have a space where I can meditate and relax and do my exercise and all these activities, they are just, for me, that is part of living my self life. I don't think you have to necessarily be a doctor or like a lawyer to live a soft life eventually. I mean, that is possible, but for me, I choose to live my soft life in the present. So right now, I choose to live a soft life, and for me, that is being able to, scroll on Pinterest when I wake up in the morning, and that is basically my news. I know that's kind of, but yeah, that is also part of me living a soft life, me being able to go to university and getting the education. That to me is a soft life, and being able to study something that is not as stressful, and being able to go outside and take a walk, being able to hang out with friends that are positive. For me, that is a soft life. I'm living a soft life, wearing outfits that look beautiful on me and on my figure, being able to do my hair and do my makeup and looking beautiful. That to me is a soft life. So I think a soft life is it can differ per person, per individual. There's not a set definition for everyone. But we do know that it is living a stress-free life, and living a stress-free life can mean different things for different people. But here are a few habits that I follow to stay sane. I meditate and manifest because this gives me motivation in life, gives me a sense of hope. I do stretching and yoga that also really makes me feel great, and I think it also impacts the way that I look like and my physique. I also do run. I take runs every week, and I try to eat as healthy as possible, and which means that I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and drink a lot of water. But of course, here and there I have a little sweet treat, but I don't try to do that every single day because I think sugar can really be damaging to the skin. So I just try to eat as healthy as possible. And I also enjoy voice journaling and just talking about my day because I'm pretty lazy when it comes to journaling lately. In the past I used to journal more often, but then I discovered I could also just speak, and speaking is very healing to me. Hence why I have this YouTube channel and try to speak positively to you, beautiful Black girl. But also doing my skincare and hair routine makes me stay sane, because if I do my skincare, my skin looks better. If I do my hair looks better, and it is some sort of manifestation in the end. Because I remember this time I was in the bathroom and at uni, and then there was this girl and she was like, my goodness, your hair looks so full and it looks so good. And she's like, it looks beautiful, what do you do? So that was like the biggest compliment that I could receive on my hair, because I just kind of started my natural hair journey, to be honest. It's not too long ago that I started it. I think like 3 months or 4 months ago. Well, I was natural throughout the whole time, but I mean really actually wearing my hair out as consistently. And the fact that someone could already see, I guess, the progress and the growth of my hair, that was something really nice. But yeah, I do my skincare and my hair routine. And also, I have good friends. It just reminds me of the song of Beyonce, my friends are gold, your friends are fools. Yeah, that song is, well, it's not from Beyonce, it's from the Carters. So Jay-Z and Beyonce sang that song. Yeah, that song is so great. Wait, my friends, real friends, better than your friends. That's how we keep popping out that Benz, yeah. No foes, real friends, we ain't got pretend. Yeah, that song is really great. You should definitely listen to that song. But yeah, I just caught off hating girls, you know? I don't hang around with friends that are hating. And also I kind of figured out that having guy friends is not really something that I really enjoy, because I figure out that they kind of end up catching some sort of romance towards me, and I don't really appreciate that. But I do have, of course, gay male friends, because, you know, they're gay, so they're not going to catch feelings for you. But I love girls that are just kind and supportive. Yeah, I don't mess with girls that are hating and try to compete with you, because I've noticed that also, regardless of girls looking beautiful, they try to make it a competition with you, and it's like, we're not competing, we both have different types of beauty, and there's no need to compete. I am my own competition. So yeah, and I also just really like dressing up and looking cute. And I think 2 weeks ago I hung out with a friend from high school, and we had such a great time. But I had to message her that, hey, I want to dress up. If you're gonna come over, I'm gonna dress up a little bit more. I was just like trying to ensure her, because I didn't want to be the one that's overdressed and my friend not looking overdressed as well. Like, when I want to hang out with my friends or like go out somewhere with my friends, I want us both to look really cute and overdressed. I'm not the only one gonna look overdressed. We're both looking overdressed. We're both gonna look like baddies. So I was just like, I want us to kind of overdress. I have a certain look that I'm going for. And then I messaged her that, and it was so, tell me you have a good friend without telling me you have a good friend. That was the vibe that I was feeling, because she was like, you know what, I have something to match up with you as well, because I sent her a picture of Pinterest of the vibe that I was going for. So I definitely love that. I love that for me. I love that I have friends that are supportive, and if there's any friend that I feel like, no, this is not it, I just kind of cut you off, you know? There's no need to be wasting your time on people that are hating and not supportive. Yeah, that's just not my vibe, not the vibes. And I also really like listening to music. I posted a playlist on a community tab, I think like 2 months ago. But I also really love French vintage music. That is definitely my ish. Charles Aznavour, I think that's what his name is. I don't think I pronounced that correctly, but he's a French singer and he's passed away, but he's a great singer. Charles is that man. He makes music that, goodness, music is so healing to me, and French vintage music is definitely something you should get yourself into. And I just like listening to jazz as well. Of course, R&B, hip hop, rap, and I love me some pop music as well. Yeah, I also love scrolling through Pinterest. Pinterest is my news, to be honest. And YouTube, of course. That is how I get to talk and express my feelings and talk about my opinions on things. And I am so grateful for this audience. And I think it's so fun to have pretty girls on this channel and just us kind of chatting also in the comments section. It's a vibe over here, and I'm really grateful for you all. That was kind of it. I was kind of rambling about everything, but yeah, definitely live a soft life if you're bad, you know, and just live your best life and stay beautiful and take care of yourself, your mental health, and do the things that you can to feel better about yourself. And there's no time to waste. We don't know when we're gonna go one day, but what you can do is make the best out of the time that you're spending here and live your best life and be happy. Stay beautiful.